save me some.
Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing... I am doing well. Listen, I said that just for my regular viewers that have a hard time when I don't say that I'm doing well, because they're like, I look forward to you saying I am doing well. Listen, I'm not. I'm having some... Listen, I have officially... So I'm in therapy. I'm officially seeing a therapist. I'm on new medication.
Oh.
And I started going on spiritual hikes in the morning with this reverend person, and who was actually a friend of the family, somebody that we known for quite a while. But I will tell you my initial reaction to so I posted something on Facebook about how I was diagnosed by my doctor with CPTSD. Now I was at first, I'm like, first she said you got PTSD, and I'm like, PTSD. I'm like, you get that like when you're in a war. You get that when you gotta be like through some like big time trauma. You know, car accidents. You know, plane crashes. Those people have PTSD. Why do I have PTSD? She goes, you don't have PTSD. You got CPTSD. So I'm like, does that make it better? I got an extra letter. Does that make? Listen, if I have CPTSD, does that make it better? I'm like, do I beat the PTSD people? And she's like, it's hard to explain. She goes, CPTSD is called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Complex is the C. She goes, the problem is that when you are in a war, and let's say you get shot in a war, and you've been in a war, whatever, then you have that one thing to worry about. Now, going back to war. And if you're hit by a car, then you have that one thing to worry about, being hit by a car. Or if you're in a plane crash, then you're worried about the planes. You got the one thing, you got the PTSD from being hit, plane crash, or whatever. But with you, you've been through so much trauma in your life that you got complex PTSD. You got CPTSD. You got an extra letter in your name because you were abused and neglected for your entire life until this point. You're still being abused by people because you be doing things. You gotta set boundaries. You gotta tell people no. You gotta learn how to do this stuff because all you've been doing is trying to help people your entire life, and you can't help the world because you're not, quote, you are not Atlas. You cannot have the world on your shoulders and be trying to save the world, okay? Listen, I can't do it. I can't. I'm starting to realize that I can't do it anymore. Listen, my kids, if they're messed up, I messed them up, okay? I got to take responsibility for that. And so the deal is that I tried to do better, you know, because I did have a messed up childhood. I had a messed up childhood. My father was very, very, very abusive. Verbally, he's a little wackadoo, okay? So there was a lot of stuff going on over there, and my mother was kind of like a compulsive liar, and she really didn't even really like, it wasn't like a defense thing. It was more of like she was going through it too, so I don't think she knew what to do, okay? So she was like, all right, I'm just gonna stick this thing out for 23 years, and we're gonna deal with it. And so at one point in our relationship, my mother goes and looks at me, and she goes, you know, I've been with your father for 23 years because of you. The reason why I stayed with your father for 23 years in misery and violence and verbal abuse and abuse and all kind of stuff, she said, was because of you. And then, so I carried that guilt. I've been carrying that guilt for a long time because she said that to me right to my face. She goes, the reason why, she said, you kids, okay, which I have a brother. So when she goes, you kids, right away, I'm like, okay, well, I'm an older one, so I guess you stayed together with him longer because I'm the oldest one. Well, I said this to my therapist, and she didn't catch on. And I come home, and I say to my wife, and my wife caught on. My wife goes, but you weren't born. So my mother was accusing me of her getting married and being with this man for 23 years of misery and abuse. And then my wife goes, but you were 3 when they were married for 3 years prior to having you. So I paused for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm not a mathematician, but that means you chose to marry him 3 years prior. You were with him for 2 years before you conceived me. And then I was born and I was a baby, okay? And I don't believe I ever said, Mom, don't take me away from this lunatic. Mom, please don't get in the car and run away. Listen, if she would have if it was that bad 3 years in, okay, because 23 years she struggled. She was that bad 3 years. Then she probably should have got in the car with a newborn baby and jet took off and kept me safe from the insanity which was my life. So now I'm at the therapist, and I'm telling her these stories about what happened to me as a child. And she's just shaking her head. And she's like, that's neglect. She's like, the fact that your father only heated his side of the house and didn't heat your side of the house is neglect. And I'm like, what? How is that neglect? I said, he gave me a sheet. She goes, you had a sheet? I'm like, yeah, I had a sheet. I'm like, he heated. We had 2 space heaters, but he only heat his side of the house, and he would leave the other side cold, so I could actually see my breath. That's how cold you get on my side of the house. And I'm telling her this, but I said, but he gave me a sheet. She goes, you didn't have a comforter? I said, I didn't even know what a comforter was till I met my wife. When I met my wife, me and my wife went shopping for our stuff for our apartment that we were moving into, and I'm like, she's like, we need a new comforter. I'm like, what's a comforter? She's like, it's the thing you put on the bed. I'm like, what? So I always had a sheet. So she's like, so I'm telling the therapist this. She's like, so how'd you keep warm? I'm like, I had a lot of stuffed animals. And what I would do is like E.T., I would stack the stuffed animals all around my head. And then my sheet was, I was in a twin bed, but they got me a single size bed sheets. So the sheet wouldn't cover my feet. And my mother, she tells this story all the time. She's like, but I swear that I'm pretty sure she implanted this into my head, because the sheet didn't cover my feet. In my head, I was like, okay, in order for it to work, I got to put the sheet down to cover my feet, and then I put the stuffed animals over my head to cover my head to keep me nice and warm. And but one day she came in, and I was told, or somebody told me that you can't breathe if you cover your feet. So for years, I wouldn't cover my feet. I really truly believed as a child, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, as a child, until I finally grew up and realized that this was completely ridiculous nonsense, that I could actually cover my feet. The whole reason why I couldn't cover my feet at the time, because I was given a little tiny sheet and they would not heat my side of the house. So I was freezing on my side of the house. So my therapist is like, that was neglect. I'm like, what? I'm like, so what's going on right now with me with therapy is I'm telling you these stories, and she's telling me that this is abuse and neglect. Now, if you ask my mother, or you ask my father, or you ask these people that supposedly raised me, none of this stuff was neglect. Oh, no, you crazy. You crazy man. You crazy. Now, listen, we took good care of you. There was plenty of things underneath the Christmas tree. Everything was thumbs up, great, super, wonderful. How about a little bit heat on my side of the house? That would have been a little bit nice, because it was really, really cold. I mean, if you can actually see your breath, and the house ain't haunted, like one of those horror movies that we like, and then the possession starts, there's a problem, okay? And he would not heat my side of the house. So right away, she's like, that's neglect. Now, as I'm going to be progressively going with these therapy sessions, I'm going to tell you guys a little more stories. And they're going to get real interesting, because I'll tell you right now, I for days, weeks, because I've been doing this for a little while now, weeks, maybe months. Yeah, I think I might be on month 2 or whatever. I have been walking around going, really? I had no idea that half of this stuff was abuse or neglect. It was such a norm as a child to not have heat, or for my father just to air condition his room in the summer. I mean, summer was bad. I haven't always been this size, but when I was little, I could not stand the heat. And I remember telling my father, like, hey, listen, it's hot in here. Can I get an air conditioner too? He's like, no, I get the air conditioner. If you want, every once in a while, I'll let you sleep on the floor with a sleeping bag. And that's what he would do. Every once in a while, I'd be like, it was really, really hot. He'd be like, you can bring your sleeping bag in here, and you can lay on the floor and make believe you're camping. And I'm like, oh, yay! Gee willikers, father! I can come in your room of coldness, and I can lay on your floor, and I can sit there in the air conditioner. Yay! Zippity skippity woo! Yeah, it sucked. Okay, it sucked. But it was like, I didn't know that was neglect. Like having your family out in the heat and only air conditioning your room is not only selfish, it's neglectful to a child that is in 100-degree temperature weather or whatever, just dripping with sweat. And I was provided with a box fan, and he put it in the window, and I turned it on full blast, and we'd be blowing the heat from the outside into the house. And I told him one time, like, listen, this box fan thing ain't working. It's blowing hot air out from outside into the house. It's making me hotter than if I was outside. And he's like, this is what you do. This is what you do. You're going to turn your fan into an air conditioner. I'm like, what? How do I turn my fan into an air conditioner? Now let's make this clear. I was probably like maybe 10 years old or something like that. About 10 years old. Now, I'm not too smart. 10 years old, maybe I'm not too smart. He's like, go to the freezer, stop making ice, put it in a bowl, keep making ice. He goes, just keep making ice, make a lot of ice, make a lot of ice. So for like 2 days, I just kept making ice, making ice, making ice. And I'm putting in a bowl and piling up in the freezer, bowls and bowls of ice. Then he goes, now take the ice that's in the bowl and put it in front of the fan. Now you got an air conditioner. Listen, I put that bowl in front of the fan, and there was no air conditioner. Okay, it didn't change anything. Okay, all that happened was I had a bowl of melted water. That's what I had, because the fan was blowing the hot air onto the ice. It took more of an effort for me to make ice for two days or 3 days or whatever it was worth of ice. Okay, therapist says that's neglect. Okay, that's abuse. Okay, that's part of the abuse neglect thing that I did not catch on to as a child because it was so normal. And now I battle with that. Now I guess I'm battling with these things because it's a major slap in the face when you're like up in your 40s and all of a sudden like somebody comes by and goes, hey, guess what? By the way, your whole entire childhood was a lie. Your whole life's been a lie. It's been gaslighting. It's been manipulating. It's been filled with narcissists and people that have been messing with your head and giving you Munchausen syndrome and you're making you believe you're sick when you're not sick and making you believe that you can't breathe because your feet have to be uncovered because they give you a sheet that's too small. These people are crazy. Okay, I'm not the crazy one. They're the crazy ones, but now I gotta go see somebody because I'm having like nightmares about this crazy stuff, and I'm like getting older, and I don't know why I'm getting nightmares. It's almost like God is telling me, hey, listen, dude, you gotta get this stuff straightened out before you cross over to the other side because you're on the highway to hell. You need to get it straightened out because you're not good with yourself. You're not good. You're hurting. You're a hurting being. You're struggling every day. So I'm supposed to set these boundaries, and I'm supposed to not let people are supposed to say, this is the way it's going to be, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to DJ for you anymore, and I don't want to do this for you anymore, and I don't want to do that for you anymore. And, there's some things that I legitimately enjoy. Like, I was invited to a birthday party for one of my graduates that graduated like 2 years ago, and he still wants me at his at his birthday party. I think he's turning 7 or 8, 7 years old. And I'm like, I'll be there. Okay, this is my friend. He graduated now, and I like the family. I look forward. But it's my choice. All these other things, I guess, that I've been doing have not been by my choice. This channel is by my choice. I enjoy doing this channel. I got a lot of people tell me, stop making a channel. Taking up too much of your time. So family members, like, you're editing, you're ignoring us, you whatever, taking up a lot of time. But listen, I want to hit that 10K or whatever it is, subscriber mark. So you got to hit the subscribe button so I can hit it, so I can get my damn plaque and live happily ever after. Supposedly, according to this therapist, there is going to be a happily ever after. Now, in the next video, I'm going to tell you what's going on in my morning therapy. Okay, the morning therapy with the Reverend is something special. It's something different, something special. But I'm gonna leave you at a cliffhanger right now because I just talked about the regular therapist. She's really nice. She's really nice. Except last week she forgot me. She forgot that she had an appointment with me, and I go every week, same time. And I'm sitting there, and I literally took a picture of the cooler, and I sent a message to my wife. I'm like, I'm here talking to the cooler. I said, and it's at least it's not a dry conversation. You see what I did there? I said, but she ain't here. The lights are off. I'm in the waiting room. She ain't here. So my wife contacts her. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She calls me back. I'm so sorry. I forgot about you. I'm on my way back. I'm like, so when she got back, I'm like, do I get a discount or do I have to pay for your mileage? I mean, what? Because I don't like paying the co-payment to begin with. And since I've been sitting here for half an hour waiting for you to show up, do I get like some kind of, and she's like, so I don't think I'll be getting a discount. I think I'm going to be paying $31 and change that I'm paying every week to talk to this lady. So she can fix what my manipulating, crazy-ass family did to me as a child that don't think they did anything wrong. They don't think they did anything wrong. They taking no responsibility. They're like, nope, I don't know why you hate me. I don't know why you don't like me. I don't know why you have problems with me. Listen, I'm trying to let it go, but something's not letting me let it go, okay? My nightmares are not letting me let it go. This CPTSD is not letting me let it go. You done messed me up, and now in order for me not to mess up my own family, I need to straighten myself out. But the problem is that the more I dove, the more that this therapist keeps talking to me about these terrible things that she's claiming that were not normal, that were actually abuse or neglect or implanted in my head by narcissistic people, it's bothering me. I'm getting angry. I'm getting more angry than I used to be. And I don't know what the hell to do about it. I got like all this ball, and I only see this lady once a week. So it's making it even worse because it's like, Like sometimes the Fridays come and I'm like, man, I could really talk to somebody. And I got no like real physical friends. I mean, you guys are my friends. But as far as physical friends, my physical friend was hit by an Amazon truck, okay? I can't talk to him anymore. And I tried going to talk to his headstone and it ain't talking back, okay? And it's a little bit of a struggle. And it breaks my heart because he's not there. You know what I mean? It's like he's there, but he's not there. And I need some one-on-one with somebody, and I ain't getting that one-on-one. So it comes on every once in a while, and I need to talk to somebody. So this lady gives me she's giving me no coping skills yet. I got no coping skills yet on how to deal with all of this trauma and all this abuse and all this neglect and stuff. I have no idea how to cope with it. So she got me talking and talking and talking, and it's like literally like a wall of bricks with missing bricks. Every time I have a nightmare or a dream or whatever, or I go and talk to her, like I get another brick, and the brick is going into the wall. The problem is that in order to make that brick fit properly, I need to get this stuff hashed out, and it's not getting hashed out. And she's like, "I'll see you next week," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I stay up all night long after therapy, and I shake. No joking. I got up last therapy session, got to the foot of the bed. My teeth were chattering so bad. And I guess while I was like off and on sleeping or whatever, I was grinding my teeth. Luckily, my wife works for a dental place, okay? I literally ground down my back tooth. Like I spit out pieces of my teeth the day after going to therapy last time. That's how bad and intense this situation is. So, with that said, but the spiritual guy in the morning, the reverend guy, that's something different. I'm going to share that with you next video. I do have a package here from Severin Films. Yes, Severin Films sent me a box I paid for. Okay, I paid for. I believe, sometimes I forget. I order stuff and I forget about it. I believe that this is an upgrade from something I already have. When you order stuff from like Severin or Full Moon or pre-order stuff or whatever, sometimes it takes a long time to come in. You know what I mean? It could take up to a year. You know, depending on the pre-order or the pre-order date, it might take up to a year. So what's in this box is a little bit of a mystery to me. So let's crack it open. Let's reveal the mystery. It is in my name, which is always good, because if it's in my name, that means it's either Severin or Full Moon, because I believe those are the only two companies actually in my name. And oh man, we got peanuts. Wait a minute, we got the edible ones. Yeah, the edible. Yeah, you know, I don't recommend you do that. I do it all the time. I have no idea why, but they dissolve in your mouth. I think that's why they made that way. I think because a lot of people throw these things on the street and stuff, and when it rains, they actually just disappear. But I've grown a tendency throughout my life to put these things in my mouth because they give me like you ever see those flying saucer candies that have like, they call, I think they're called sauces, and I'll put a picture over here, okay? And I hate when I do that, because then it's like, now I gotta go search for a picture because I'm gonna talk about it. But they have these sauces that taste like the host from church. If you're Catholic and you went to Catholic church, it tastes like the host from church. But then they put candies inside. That's kind of what this stuff tastes like. I don't like the fact we have some pack of peanuts here, so I'm gonna do a little pack of peanut dump over here on the ground. Not on the ground, but I got a box of trash over here. All right, so that kind of helped me out just a little bit there, you know. Now I can actually get to this stuff. I have a Severin Films sticker that they gave me. Yeah, I guess when you spend like $60 or whatever, $80, whatever hell I spent on this crap, they give you a sticker for the back of your car. Like, I'll be sticking that Severin Films sticker on the back of my car anytime soon. Probably not. And okay, so there's two movies in here. One is, so I am a bit of a Dario Argento fan. If you don't know who Dario Argento is, he's the guy that Suspiria. You try saying that. Suspiria. The movie that he's most known for is Suspiria. A lot of people love that movie. I'm gonna throw this out there. I watched it. I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. That particular Dario Argento film, I'm not a particular fan. Now, Dario Argento is a foreign guy. I want to say French. I think these are French movies or whatever. But they're in English. So you can deal with them. And I did see one movie of his when I was a kid. And that's what triggered this whole Dario Argento collection thing. It was a movie called Creeps, or Creepers. Was it Creepers or Creeps? In America, it was Creepers. In other parts of the country, it was... Do I have it over there? Oh, I got a box covering the damn thing. Can you believe this? creepers or uh, ph- phenomena, phenomenon, phenomena, 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 whatever. In America, it was creepers or creeps, whatever. But the cover, I remember going as a kid, going to see the movie, and the cover of the movie was really cool because it had like this girl, and she was holding a bunch of bugs in her hand. I'm like, and I was a horror movie guy back then too, so I was like, I want to go see this. So I went to go see it at the theater, and it just kind of stuck. And since then, I bought like every single copy of that movie in particular, Phenomena. I just really love it. It stars Jennifer Connelly from Labyrinth. If you're a Jennifer Connelly fan. And she was also in that movie about Target too. What was that Target movie? I can't remember. Where she gets locked in, she's shoplifting and she gets locked in Target overnight, and Target gets robbed. Good movie. Once again, probably gonna have to put it over here. I can't remember it. So yeah, first I have here is, so these are Blu-rays, but they're in these really cool 4K cases, which makes me really excited. This is Dario Argento Deep Cuts. Now this, what I understand, I didn't know this existed. I guess he did like a mini series type thing. Like this is kind of like a creep show or a Tales from the Dark Side, like all these little shorts. You know what I mean? And this is actually a 4-disc set, and it says the North American disc premiere 4-disc collection with 10 hours from Dario Argento's daily shows, plus new special features and more. So you get, four discs, and they're all Dario Argento, like those shorts, or like they're kind of like a Friday the 13th the series, or Nightmare on Elm Street the series. You know what I mean? It's like those little tiny stories that they put in between the things there. Didn't have this. I figured I'd pick it out. Featuring films by Dario Argento, Lamberto Bava, and Luigi Cozzi. Yeah, they all be French people. Okay, French people that I don't know. Send that flying over there. It didn't actually go flying. It landed right on the bed. It's not even touching anything else. So when you guys think, listen, I do not throw. I take good care of my media. If I didn't think that was gonna land in the right spot, I would not have thrown it there. And then the second one is, I knew I was gonna. I still got damn peanuts on the floor. The next one is Dario Argento's opera box set. This is like a super deluxe. Now I already own Dario Argento's opera on Blu-ray in like a regular single Blu-ray form. This is how many discs is this sucker? Because usually if I buy something like this, that means it either has like a whole bunch of stuff. They ain't even gonna tell me. Ain't even gonna tell. They don't give you no information on this thing. It just says one of Argento's most revealing accomplishments and efforts ever. A disturbing, sexually twisted package with some unforgettable murder sequences. Who could ask for anything more? And that's all you get on the back of this. It doesn't even tell you. Like, I'm gonna show. There's a back. It tells you nothing. Not a damn thing about what's in this box. But I'm assuming the reason why I purchased this was because it has like either a rated cut and an unrated cut. There's probably a bonus disc with special features that I didn't get on the first one. It does come with a book. I can see a book in there. I'm not gonna unbox this thing because, to be perfectly honest with you, I have not even seen Dario Argento's opera yet. Okay, I have it over there, and I'm probably gonna put in the single disc and watch it on Blu-ray, because this is a Blu-ray also. This isn't the 4K, right? This is a Blu-ray. Yeah, they don't even tell you that. I don't even know what the hell I got over here. What I got here is an upgrade from another movie that I have not yet watched yet by Dario Argento. I have Cat of Nine Tails. I got what's the other one there? Inferno. I have pretty much everything he's ever released. And the one that I go to the most is Phenomena / Creepers or whatever. That's the one I actually really enjoy. I have watched Suspiria a couple times because I was like, I'll watch it one time. And I was like, I don't get it. I just didn't get it. I think it was about witches and stuff like that. I think there was a coven going on in there. I will tell you that the thing that draws me to Dario Argento films is the beauty of them. He's very, very artsy-fartsy. Okay, let's call it artsy. These are artsy-fartsy films for horror fans. Okay, the reds are like Disney reds. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I read something that Suspiria was actually, he used the colors from Snow White and worked them into the movie, so that way it was like a mind mess up there. Like if you enjoyed Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs as a kid, and then you watch Dario Argento's Suspiria, your child mind wraps its head around this color sequence that he used that had to do with Disney or whatever, and just messes with your mind. And I was like, how inventive? How inventive is that? It's not subliminal. It's just like bam, right in your face, and you got to figure it out. So yeah, I'm gonna give Opera a shot. This is, and I gotta tell you, these movies are really, really. Usually the Argento films are pretty grotesque, but what makes them good is that, like I said, with the colors and everything, even with his blood scenes, when there's like somebody's being killed or whatever, there's blood or whatever, the blood looks like red paint. It doesn't look like real blood. So as immersed you might be in the film, there's always that piece of like, this is just a film. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a movie. There's no, you don't really need to be afraid of this because it's kind of like a, you know, this looks like paint. I mean, it looks like somebody dumps a red paint over somebody's head. They cut off an arm, a pile of red paint, type blood comes out of their arm. It ain't blood, it's red paint. It doesn't look anything like real blood. It looks like red paint. So he has a tendency of doing that with his films. So I'm like, you know, Opera, box set, limited. Those are the words that I love hearing. I love hearing box set and limited and special features and anything. And if it says that, you see what I did there? It didn't hit the other one. I put it nice and neat over there. If it says that, then I'm good. With that said, my friends, yes. Next video, we're gonna delve. I never get that right. We're gonna dive. We're gonna dive into my me talking about this little spiritual therapy that I'm going through in the morning. The therapist asked me. She did tell me. She goes, "Have you tried yoga or meditation?" And I looked at her dead in the eye and I said this to her. I'm like, my mind doesn't stop racing from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed to the time I wake up while I'm in bed. I sleep 3 hours a night. I can't sleep. My mind is racing all the time with like memories and weird things. Like, I don't know. Listen, my wife always says, "You're the only one that thinks like this. You're the only one that thinks like this." If I'm the only one that thinks like this, then why are there so many therapists in the world? That's what I can say about that. And I also told my wife, I said, "How many people do you know?" I mean, let's be honest here, okay? You tell me I'm the only one that thinks like this, but you don't know everybody in this world, so I'm not the only one. I don't believe I'm the only one that thinks like this. So, yeah. See, where was I going with this? See, part of this thing that I got going on with me is I got the short-term memory thing, and things keep coming and going or whatever. I keep telling my wife, I'm like, I'm looking forward to like having like total mind erase. You know what I mean? Like start off fresh. You know what I mean? When my kids when I get older and they put me in a home or whatever, and I don't remember who I am anymore, maybe then that's when all of this trauma and stuff will go away. Maybe it'll go away because I won't remember it anymore. That'd be great. But wow, what was I guess about the therapist? There was something about the therapist. Only one that thinks like this. Damn it, we're gonna leave it at that. I cannot remember where I was going with that. That's rough. Listen. I've been through extreme trauma, okay, in my life, and I'm realizing it right now, and it's a tough pill to swallow. You know, my wife's looking at me. She's like, I'm like, was this bad? And she's like, yes, this was bad. And I'm like, I didn't know it was bad. And she's like, yeah, that's the problem. You know what I mean? It's like the problem is that it was so normal to you. For it to be bad, it was so it's a mess. It's a big old mess. Wow. It really sucks that I totally lost my train of thought on what the hell I was going to say about this nighttime therapist. Yeah, what are we working on here? We're working on CPTSD, and she's still listening to me tell stories about my childhood. That's where we're at right there. And hopefully she's going to give me some kind of coping skills because I'm struggling. I'm struggling every day. I'm struggling, and I'm getting angry, and I don't want to get angry. I don't want to mess people up that are around me. I don't want to hurt people's feelings, and I'm carrying around a lot of guilt. So when I do mess up, I carry it around with me for like a long time. Like it doesn't go away. In fact, I can't. Nothing's gone away. I'm still carrying it around. Like anytime there's a problem with my kids, or anytime there's a problem with my wife, or a problem with even problem with kids at the preschool, a problem with their families, or problems with going on with other people, just like people I run into, these problems tend to latch onto me, and then I feel like I got to try to fix the problems. Well, I guess she's supposed to be trying to teach me that I'm not the problem solver of the world, and I got to figure that out anyway. So hey, listen, hey, hit the damn bell, because when I start remembering crap, I'll start posting more stuff. And hit that subscribe button, because that's what we do here. And check out some Dario and Argento stuff. I do recommend Phenomena/Creepers if you're gonna stop for the first time. It's my personal favorite. It's the one I can multi-watch. I can watch over and over and over again. Where Suspiria, I watched it once, and then I put it in the second time, and I watched it kind of in a fast forward type thing. And I'm like, did I miss something that's supposed to be so special that I'm missing something? Because it's a classic. It's a classic horror movie. It's one of those classics. And no, I didn't get it. But as far as Argento goes, I started collecting all this stuff because I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping that this even buying all this stuff is like replacements for missing things, according to her. She goes, you're trying to replace your childhood with objects from your past because you have these missing gaps in your wall and you're trying to fill the gaps with these things. And unfortunately, you don't have the money to be filling these gaps with these things. So it's a struggle. And you're causing yourself to have more problems. And then you're causing your family to have more problems because you're never going to get ahead. And you want to go do things with your family. You got these good intentions. You want to go do things. But because of the old you, the messed up kid, you're trying to fill in the gap of all the things that are missing. Suppose you're supposed to try to help me with that. What you gonna do? Take my phone and my credit card away? I think that's the only way she's gonna stop me from getting packages in on a daily basis. Because packages, granted, they give me joy, but I just put that Argento movies on the bed, and literally, I'll tell you right now I'm gonna scan them into my system. I'm gonna file those things away, and I may pull Opera out the Blu-ray and put it on front of my TV because tis the season to be watching some horror movies, and I'm probably gonna I'll probably watch it in the regular format, and I won't that box set will probably never be open unless I watch a review on YouTube that says you must see the extras on this thing. And with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. Listen, I do apologize for my short-term memory and my memory loss. Whatever I was about to say to you about the therapist that night, even if it was about, I don't even know if it was about the therapist that night. I apologize for messing that up because I can't remember. I'm struggling. It's funny because I'm the one that's been putting up like numbers that you should need to call in case you need to talk to somebody for like trauma or whatever. I've been putting numbers up in some of my videos there to try to help people that are going through the same things that I'm going through. If you've been gaslit all your life, or you've been told something all your life, and then and the people that raised you think it's funny or whatever, or I thought it was fun, or I thought it was amusing or whatever it is, and you're battling through, and you're having bad thoughts. Like I said, these thoughts, maybe that's why I was talking about the therapist. They just come in, so I can't sleep at night. Because all of a sudden I'll start like thinking about something that's absolutely crazy, wacky, has absolutely nothing to do with anything. It's like crazy stuff. And I can't stop them from coming in. I have no idea how to stop them coming. It's like somebody done opened a floodgate on this side of my head, and I got all these good, happy thoughts over here that I'm trying to process. I had a good day here, and I had a good week here, and this happened over here. And all of a sudden, this part of my head just lifts up, and the crap from this side of my head drops into that one, and just smothers it all. Puts out my total flame. Whatever light I had in me is now just nothing but darkness. What a mess. And with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for commenting. Listen, I appreciate you, okay? I appreciate you. I appreciate your comments. I read them. I respond. If you're a long-time viewer, you know I respond. I will tell you that sometimes YouTube does yank your comments. If you comment about something that they're not happy with, it disappears, or I never even get to see it. So if I did not respond to you, or if I just give you a heart or a thumbs up, that means I did read it, but I didn't know what to say. Sometimes I'm out of words. Sometimes I don't know what to say. But if it's something that I can respond to, I respond. Listen, I'm no better than you. Okay, I'm a very humble person. I'm very thankful that I have as many subscribers that I have. I hope and pray one day for that damn play button. I'm at a point right now where I'm ready to go on like one of these like channel websites that will make me one. But then I'm in my head, I'm like, you know what? That's not real. This channel has always been about being real, and I'm like, I want to earn my play button. I want to hit that whatever mark it is. I don't know, is it 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers? Whatever the hell it is, I want to hit that on my own. Now I've been doing this channel for about 5 years now, something like that, 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. And I'm only a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. So if you could please do me a favor, just hit the subscribe button before you leave. It don't cost you nothing, and it brings me a little bit of joy in my messed up life, in my messed up world. And with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you later. You should have saved me some.